But if you close your eyes,
welcome back to Pass It On. My next guest, should I say, have been spearheading this wonderful student-led Future Business Leaders of America, which is an organization to prepare students for careers in business and to assist them by becoming better employees and citizens. The Future Business Leaders of America is a nationally recognized club which student members compete not only against the best students in the world, but also in Europe and the Virgin Islands. They learn about free enterprise, the economic systems of America and Europe. They recently just competed, and in a brief moment, we will learn about what happened in that competition. It is an honor to talk with these great people today. Welcome, Ms. Tara Ruffner.
Thank you.
Welcome, Carly Brew-Kyle. Welcome, Jordan Telefaro. And welcome, Mr. Mark Nagel. Glad you guys can make it here today. How do students benefit, or how do schools benefit from having Future Business Leaders of America? Ms. Ruffner?
Students benefit by gaining real-world business skills. Not just business skills, but actually really everyday skills. Skills in interviewing, presenting themselves, speaking skills, public speaking especially.
Okay.
Also organizing and planning, team-led, project-based learning, and lots of teamwork and individual work as well.
Okay. Mr. Nagel, can you piggyback off of that?
Sure. The students get exposed to very practical, everyday skills that they'll use in almost any profession, whether that's technology, business writing, communication skills,
Okay.
any of the core skills that are going to help them be successful in school and in life.
Okay. Jordan, when did you decide that you wanted to be a Future Business Leader of America high school student?
Well, I first got informed about the club from my older sister, so that's like the reason I joined the club. And
Okay.
then throughout the year, I progressed in like regionals and then states and then to nationals. And throughout there, I experienced many different workshops and learned new and got to network with other people and learn new topics.
Okay.
And so I decided to branch out and take more leadership roles in order to help encourage people to experience the nice, fun experience I had.
Great job. And Carly, when did you decide or know that you wanted to be a member of the FBLA?
I had a very similar experience. My brother was also an FBLA, who's older than me, and I got to see him go to nationals and states and regionals, and I got to see him make friends with a lot of kids that we would normally never meet outside of these events.
Okay.
And I thought it was really interesting and a really good way to learn new things.
Tell me about that experience of the states, the regionals. I know with Mr. Nagel and Ms. Ruffner, and I'll get to them and ask them a question based upon that as well. But for you as kids, what are you doing? What are you competing against, and how does that go about? Explain that process.
So there are many different categories that you can pick from.
Okay.
They range from computer science to like healthcare administration to like public speaking. And based on your own preference, you're able to pick your own competition. So there's written ones and there's speaking ones, which Carly did. I did a written one this year. And the way it works is for written ones, it's like the top 4 go, and for
Written is top 7, and speaking is top 3 for
Okay.
regionals.
and then for the states, it's top 4.
Is there a panel that's deciding who wins? How is that?
Testing is based off of test scores and then grading.
Performance events, you get a panel of typically 2 to 3 judges, and they have a specific score sheet, like a rubric, for
Okay.
what you're supposed to do and say, and then based on their opinion on your presentation, you go forward or you don't.
Okay. Mr. Nagel, how many student members do you have?
I think we have between 35 and 40 this year.
Yeah.
In the past, we've maybe had slightly more members.
Okay.
But we have a core group of about 35 or 40 now.
Okay. Tell us about that first and fourth place finish last week. Talk about that.
Okay, well, our 4th place winners were our business financial plan team.
Okay.
With actually 3 new members for this year, which we were very excited about. And our first place winners actually have been members previously. I think last year Alejandra was a member, and I know Neil was a member last year as well. We actually had 2 teams in for they won for website design, and
Okay.
we actually had 2 teams this year from our school. The fact that we had one team advance to the final round in states and to win states
Okay.
was wonderful. They worked really hard on their. Mr. Nagel worked with them as well, and so did Mr. Bernstein. I believe, correct?
In the computer lab.
And we're very proud of both those teams. We're very proud of all of our competitors.
Right.
We had 2 5th place finishers, and we had a lot of top 10 finishers.
Now, was that regionals or was that states?
That was states.
Okay.
Mhm.
So now you go to regionals, the first and fourth
Nas-
place.
No, we go to nationals.
You go to nationals,
Yeah.
and where did you go to compete?
For regionals, which is the first, first level.
Okay.
That was in Northern High School in Charles County,
Okay.
and that's based on whoever's the regional vice president. Last year, Lakshana Chopra, who was a graduate of North County last
Okay.
year,
Yes.
we had regionals here.
Okay.
Then we go on to states, which is held every year at Hunt Valley Inn over in Cockeysville, Maryland.
Gotcha.
And basically, FBLA just takes over the whole hotel, much to the chagrin of anybody deciding to come in to visit
I
when
know
they
that's
see the
right.
place overrun by high school students. And then Nationals this year is being held in Anaheim, California.
Anaheim, California. Are you guys excited about to go to Anaheim, California?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever been to California?
No.
Okay. I hear it's a wonderful place,
Yeah.
should I say. Explain to the population and students and friends out there what it means as a student to be a member. How it's changed your life, what are the expectations and things of that nature.
Well, FBLA was the first club where I was able to attend many workshops. So one of the first ones I remember that stuck with me was the etiquette one. So we learned how to cross our legs and how to properly shake people's hand, and it's the small things that they teach you throughout life, in the business world, that you might think might might not be significant.
Right.
But the employer who you're trying to get a job will notice the professionalism. Yeah. that
And you,
have.
Carly?
So I think it's giving you a really good idea of what your future is if you decide to go into a business field, because you have to dress the part when you're in FBLA. You have to act the part. There's very strict dress code. There's very strict code of ethics. There's a lot of things that you really learn. This is what it's going to be like. You cannot be late. You cannot miss your meeting. You cannot miss your competition. Everything is set in order, and if you follow it, you're going to succeed.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you can always tell that something's happening by the way people dress. So I was in the cafeteria doing my responsibility, and I seen several people come in with suitcases and suit jackets on, and I said, "Where you guys going?" And they said, "We're going on a field trip for FBLA." I said, "To compete." And I said, "You know what? I pretty much forgot about that you guys travel throughout and you spend the night over the weekend. And Mr. Nagel and Ms. Ruffner is entrusted by you guys' parents to take care of you and to be responsible for you. So, and it appears that you guys do a wonderful job in making their job a lot easier by being entrusted with that huge responsibility of being with 30 and 35 kids outside of the school population." Mr. Nagel, I'll ask you,
Sure.
how have you benefited by working with Ms. Ruffner and the FBLA?
It's a real team environment.
Okay.
We thank God we have Ms. Ruffner, because she focuses on a lot of the details, like when do dues have to be in and when do we have to get kids signed up. So I thank God every day that Ms. Ruffner is focused on the details, and I try and focus more on helping the kids get ready for the competitions and helping them practice. So I think we have sort of a divide and conquer approach.
Okay. And
I will say that Ms. Ruffner ends up with most of the work.
I'll ask you the same thing. How have you benefited from working with Mr. Nagel through the FBLA?
It's definitely a teamwork thing, and it's teamwork not just between the two of us,
Mhm.
but it's also teamwork with the students as well. In this year and in past years, we've relied very heavily on our students as well. Our students, during competitions, especially during the conference, there are times when both Mr. Nagel and I were proctoring events.
Okay.
And in most cases, it was, these two girls and other members of the team making sure that their co-members were where they need to be,
Where they need to be.
for their
They had the technology they needed.
the technology.
They knew what rooms they had to go to.
Right.
It's really an incredible coordination effort that everybody sort of signs up for and participates in. It's a really great group of kids.
Absolutely. And Carly, you're in the 10th grade, correct?
Yes.
Jordan, you were in the 10th grade?
Yes.
So I would say, Mr. Nagel and Ms. Refner, that our future is going to be bright for some time. Okay, because if you got these talented young ladies on your side right now with several more years to go, and I'm sure that their personality gravitates to others to bring others aboard and things of that nature. So I would say definitely the future is definitely bright. I'll get you out on this. Tell us something about you that we don't know, Carly.
Something about me that you don't know. I'm a fairly open book. Something some people don't know about me, because I participate in a lot of public speaking events, is I get pretty shy before I go in front of people, and once I get in front of people, it's fine, but I do get really nervous before going in front of the judges,
Okay.
because you never really know exactly how they're going to react.
Absolutely. Jordan?
Something about me that, ooh,
Come on.
I feel like I see it, tell him a lot of things, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I can tell you something.
Go ahead, tell us.
She is our person when we have state officers going up for election. She asks all the hard questions. She goes in there and she grilled every single person running for state office.
So she's a proper planner.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nagel, can you tell us something about you that we don't know other than you being, talk about the school store real quick.
Sure. I am happy to be the advisor of
Okay.
the school store. We open most mornings, although sometimes with events going on here, like filming and other things,
Right.
we don't open. But
We share your space.
we're open in the morning from the time students get off the bus till really the last call for night's time. And we sell snacks and other things in the morning.
Well, I say you've done a tremendous job. I mean, from the beginning of the school year, and walking past the school store and not having anything in it. I always say the school should have a school store. And, you know, we're selling T-shirts and the Gatorades and different knickknacks and things of that nature. I think the students miss it when it's not open. They even ask me, why is the school store not open? So it definitely has gravitated to something as far as being a popular thing here in
North County. There are some additional announcements. Students attending the courthouse field trip today should report to the cafeteria at the start of first period. The Lady Knights varsity lacrosse team beat Long Reach High School 16-9 last night in an amazing game on the road. Come out to support your North County girls lacrosse team as they take on Northeast tomorrow at home at 5 o'clock. Way to go, Knights!
As I was saying, the students have definitely gravitated towards the school store. It's a very popular thing that they like to have, and as well as they should have. So you've done a tremendous job in doing so. Ms. Ruffner, tell us something about you that we don't know.
Well, I'm a history teacher, so I'm a history buff.
Okay.
So last week I just got to see Hamilton.
Hamilton, really? The play? How was that?
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of feedback on that. I think we're going to try to get Hamilton on the show and see whether we can do that here and pass it on. That would be
You know
great.
all the lyrics already, right?
That would be outstanding to be able to Hamilton on the show. All right, friends. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us about the Future Business Leaders of America. It's a very outstanding organization. You guys do tremendous work. Does every school have an FBLA?
Not every school. In our county, it's Northeast, Chesapeake, and Annapolis.
Okay.
And there's different CTO organizations like Skills USA's in Glen Burnie, DECA's in Severna Park.
Okay.
So it's not every single school.
All right. Well, pass it on. No, anytime that's happening, anything that's happening with FBLA that's of greatness, which is always is, so we can pretty much pass that information on all the time. That's what Pass It On is about, being able to pass it on positive information that's happening in and around our school community. And you definitely guys fit that particular enterprise and that piece for what we're trying to do and what information we're trying to bring out to everyone. So once again, I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. And once again, if there's ever anything that Pass It On could do for you, let us know. We'd be more than willing to do for it. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, once again, North County High School is a tremendous asset for our school population You heard earlier the Syrian refugee, Almina Alzin, and now you're looking at two fine young ladies who represent the FBLA program along with their coordinators. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining in on To Pass It On, and we look forward to sharing more information with you next time we see you. Outside of that, take care. Talk to you soon.